second to last in some publications, some advertisement that would be more practical this year, this semester, not this semester, this year, because it's going to be the whole year. We're going to be more practical. M3A Medical Missionary exists as its foundation in order to position the people in order to receive the gospel of Jesus Christ. And what is the best way for them to receive the gospel of Jesus Christ? Is to take care of their temporal needs and also taking care of their health. So therefore, this semester this year, sorry for once again, we are going to be more practical. We are going to go into practicality, practical thing. And today we are going to see our first health message. But before we do so, let us have a word of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you once again to have sent your word to heal our diseases. Thank you to be the great physician. And thank you once again that where the doctor's knowledge stops, yours begin. Let us rely only and solely on you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, beloved. Today, we're going to consider a lot of diseases. I'm going to list you a bunch of diseases and only, you heard me, only one single medication to heal them all. Have you noticed in the internet, even on YouTube, before you watch a video, there are some advertisement and some people are sharing, and it's even on Facebook, some people are sharing a special discovery made in the medical field. Well, saints, don't be deceived. Some people are sharing about a magic pill that will make you lose weight, or that will cure X or Y diseases. Saints, don't be fooled. Don't be deceived. You know why I'm telling you this? Because there is a thing called assessment. And you will see there are some contraindication and something that will cause that this famous magic pill will not work on you. As a matter of fact, that one medication I'm going to prescribe to you today has only one contraindication, which is do not use during pregnancy. Just this one. But it has also, to be honest, other contraindication, but it will all depend on you. Let me give you the list. All right, let me give you the list of pathogens or diseases it cures. Liver, gallbladder, kidney stones, the gut, cyst, fibroid, colon, eye problem, cataract, arthritis, rheumatism, bones, stomachache, skin problem, shingles, psoriasis, insect bites, thyroid, sleep problem, stress, hormone imbalance, constipation, ulcer, hair loss, cancer, whatever is related to skin cancer or breast cancer, it will cure it. All right? Athlete foot, headache, pancreas, cold, the flu, diarrhea, fibromyalgia, prostate, wrinkles, esophagus. I'm not sure if this is how you say it in English, but in French we call it esophagus, stomachache, stretch mark, ovarian problem, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue, lymphatic system, lymphatic drainage, the uterus, joint pain, age skin, mycosis, dandruff, teeth, the large intestine, pooping problem, and after pregnancy problem. Beloved, you're wondering what is that specific magic remedy that can cure all this? You see, every Asian, if you're Asian, West Indian, I know you have a clue what it is. Every Asian, in every home, we have this. It is a must. We cannot go without it. Every Asian. You know what it is? In Haiti, we call it l'huile palma Christi. In French, we call it ricin. In English, we call it castor oil. Just give me 1 second, saints. So it's called castor oil. So where can you find the castor oil? Before I tell you where to find it, I will tell you what it is good for, what it is known for. Because of its molecular weight, it acts like an acid. You know, if you put a piece of acid on a piece of meat, it goes right through. So in opposite to the other oils out there, that's only when you put it on the body, it either licks down. This one doesn't lick down. It penetrates the body just like acid to go work out where reliefs need to be found. It's an antifungal, all right? It's an anti-inflammatory. So when we talk about anti-inflammatory, we're talking about inflammation in the body. So beloved, when you see whatever you see, a little bump here on your body or whatever places on your body, this is not, for example, per se inflammation. Although it is one, but it's not per se inflammation because it is an acute inflammation. What is inflammation? So you will understand what I mean by an anti-inflammatory. Inflammation comes according to what you eat. You see the purpose of nutrition? That's why I said the other things will depend on you. It comes from what you eat. So you eat food. If you don't eat the right kind of food, it doesn't dissolve right in the body because the body will decompose and absorb the nutrient. All right. But when there's a strange food comes in your body, processed food that come in your body or food that you're not supposed to put into the temple of God, the cells does not recognize it and says, what is this? I don't know what to do with it. Doesn't know if it should decompose it, absorb the nutrient. It doesn't know what to do with it. Therefore, it causes inflammation. And all diseases inside the body begins by inflammation. So as medical missionaries, you need to know these things before you go out there to give treatment to the people. You need to know what is at stake because you cannot afford to give them the wrong treatment and have them sicker. Not only you're discrediting yourselves, you're discrediting you're first not discrediting but frustrating God's purpose. But if you live in Canada, surely you may get sued in court and even go to jail. Better know your stuff. It is an antibacterial. Whoever talks about antibacterial, of course, cannot ignore the lymphatic system. So where do we find it? We find it at every natural bio-stores. Now be careful, saints. A lot of people are using the label bio. careful. So what to look for if you're going to one of those natural beer stores? You have to look for a bottle castor oil because it comes in plastic size. Look for bottle one, all right? Because the problem with plastic is because of the element of the castor oil, it will absorb the plastic material, and since it goes through the body as like just like an acid, it will bring those plastic particle also in your body. So you gotta look for bottle one. You gotta look for cold pressed, organic, and exene free. Now, this is the interesting part. Before you prescribe, because I just told you the list of diseases, pathogens, before you prescribe whatever medication you need to prescribe, you need to consider to do an assessment. Let me tell you why that, because you cannot, unless you know the cause, no need to tell people, take this, take that. Now this, I'm going to challenge you. Put right on Facebook, all right? If you got a lot of contacts, right on Facebook. I have this or that. And someone out there will tell you, take this. The other one will tell you, take this. It seems that everyone becomes a doctor. And none of them has been to medical school. Take this, take this. No, beloved. You can't tell the people to take this. An assessment needs to be done, and the purpose of the assessment is to find the cause. No diseases come without a cause. First of all, in the context of what the diseases that we just cited earlier, so you will see that my assessment is different depending on the disease. First of all, I need to know your lifestyle. Are you sitting in Aldi? Are you staying in front of the television, in front of the computer, Facebook? Are you working in an office? So if you are, how do you sit? The posture. I need to know your posture. You are not once in a while, because once in a while means nothing. I need to know your life habit. And remember, habits create and form character. Rest. I need to know what you do, how much rest you have. I need to know your work. I need to know what kind of job you do. Me, I'm a chef. Of course, I became theologian, pastoral ministry, evangelist, but my main thing is a chef. And I've worked so long in the kitchen, in restaurant, that I had to give up the restaurant field because this one is crying, hey, number 2 is not ready. Is my salad ready? And people are running like crazy, stressed. What kind of people do you hang with? What your family looks like? And this is not a typical doctor assessment. And yet, it is the right assessment to do. Why? Because I need to know under how much stress you are. Why do we need to know under how much stress you are? If you go to a normal, regular doctor for whatever disease or pathogens, he will prescribe you a bottle of antibiotics or whatever the medication he prescribes you. And on the antibiotic bottle, it will say take every 6 hours, take twice a day, take 3 times a day. So therefore, listen, a day, they take a day, more or less 24 hours, including sleep time, and they say, according to the research, because every medication has to go to several tests. Of course, it's not always the case with the FDA or whatever agency in your country, depending which country you're from, but we'll use FDA for example. It's not always followed. So they know the level of toxicity, they know how long this medication is good for. So basically, they says every 6 hours, which will be to take 4 times a day. Why the least is every 6 hours? Because they know how long it takes for the medication to be absorbed in your system. So what am I saying? You can do the right assessment. You can prescribe the right thing. But if there is stress in your body, the body cannot absorb any. I'm not even talking about castor oil. Any medication you're thinking of, you want to take, the body will not absorb any of it. If there's one drop of sweat, of stress. Do you see where the T in the New Start, which is an acronym, comes into play? Trust in God. Isaiah 26 verse 3, he who trusts in thee, you are giving him peace. And it is repeated twice. Peace. Please check it out. It is a misquote because I'm translating in my head from French to English. But I'm pretty sure the translation is okay. But just in case, because this year, repent for the kingdom of God has come. We're going back to be the people of the book. I don't want no one to take my word. Go check it out. So stress. What kind of friend do you hang with? There are toxic friends out there that you need to put aside. And I'll be even more drastic. Even if it's your friend in the family of God. You see, just like a rocket goes up in the sky, it loses pieces. But everybody's with you are meant to go all the way with you. But everyone you count, you can count up. There are some people who will drain energy out of you. There are some people who has the syndrome of is her, but never I. Him, everybody else's fault. They don't want to hear anything you're saying. Every time you tell them something, they feel attacked. You can't tell them anything. These people are called bastards. And if any one of you are French or speak another language than English, which is not their mother tongue, like you guys, I used to think that bastard was a cuss word. Until I found out the real meaning of bastard by reading my Bible in English. That means the Lord rebuke whosoever he likes and call and receive as his own children. But some doesn't like to be rebuked. The old pity party, it's all them poor me. Some friends they're gonna be so toxic, you're gonna have to toss them. Stress, they're gonna bring stress into your life. And stress, no medication can be absorbed under stress. Quality of sleep, very important. But before I talk about the quality of sleep, do you have enough hydration or dehydration? Well, you know the body is made of 75 to 80% of water. So you know what I mean, because I know I'm not pronouncing it right. Some words are hard for me to pronounce in English. We're talking about hydration, whatever. I guess you know what I mean. So those are the only contraindication, just to be honest, because too many people out there, especially when it comes to the Bible, are doing dishonest theology. This year, it's time to stop. Whosoever wants to be shocked, whosoever wants to be unhappy, go ahead. unfriend me, get off of the group, but we ought to tell the people the truth because we know the responsibility that rests upon our shoulder at M3E Medical Missionary. So now we need to talk also about what kind of work you do. Sorry, beg your pardon. What sorry, what kind of work you do? I was working in a restaurant about 2016, just after I came from Peru. In a restaurant like 4 to 11. I had to do the closing. By the time I cleaned everything, it was midnight. There was no bus left. So I had to walk whenever I didn't have a ride, I had to walk from that place to my house. And at midnight, from midnight to my house, it would take me 1 hour and a half. So 11, 1 o'clock, 1 and a half in the morning. And then at that time, it's time for me, after I've walked so long, it's time for me to relax. So, I don't want to go to bed wide open. I just want 30, 20 minutes to relax. I would open my computer and then I would see people there who put great, powerful quotes on health, preaching health message, and I would see them online. No, no concern, maybe, but after that, I start questioning myself. Are these people all working in an hospital? Are these people all in the health ministry, like nurses, health professional? How come they're not asleep? Are these people so and so? Are these people all in the same situation than me? Of course, it's just a constatation. It's not to focus my eyes on what other people do. I'm just questioning myself. Maybe they are like me. They just finish work and they want to. I don't know. I don't know. It's not mine to know. I never asked them. But in case, because it's none of my business. In case, what are you doing at this hour at night when you're not in the same situation than me, when you're not in the medical field, a nurse, because they don't shut down the hospital at this time or that time. Neither will they let people die because it's Sabbath. Let's be real. So I question myself. How come so and so is not sleeping and yet goes out there every day to preach about health? What kind of example is this person giving? By the way, of course, I know, but just like me, if your cell phone is open, if you have the app in your cell phone and it's open, there will be a green dot, but it doesn't mean you're connected. Of course, I know. I'm not talking about that. I'm going. Don't not misplace, but don't misinterpret my rationale, because some of you know that I'm right. So my point is, a lot of people are awake at night when they should be asleep. A lot of people are working. That's why now I avoid night shift. Because there are cells in the body that are hard to reproduce only in the dark. Which are those cells? Which hormones, which part of the body is to be reproduced only in the night? We find the liver. So if every now and then, I'm not talking once every 6 months, if you often wake in the middle of night between 1 and 3 to go pee, maybe your liver is not doing proper elimination. All right? Between 3 and 5, it's the lungs. It's the lungs. Between 5 and 7 a.m. Now, of course, the day started, let's say 5:30, 6 o'clock, depending which country you're from, depending the daylight. 5 and 7 is the large intestine. That is why people who are healthy will often have a bowel movement between 5 and 7 when they wake up. And between 7 and 9 is the stomach. This is why I strongly suggest, now, be careful, we're not going to talk about one size fit all. Depending which country you're from, because us in Montreal, Canada, between 7 and 9 we are already at work, and at 9 they give us a break which we call here the coffee break, which is only 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. You can get much done in 10 to 15 minutes. But for most of you who are not in the same situation than us, between any time after 9 is the best time to have breakfast. Now, we have seen the assessment before we prescribe the castor oil. We know what castor oil do. Antifungal, antioxidant, antibacterial. It helps the drainage of the lymphatic system. Cancer. And we have said this is good for skin and breast cancer. Now, how to use it? We said we'll be practical. You take just a little bit, not even a full spoon, and you massage wherever you need to massage. That's all. You have eyes problem, like I myself. The glasses that I need cost over $1,000, and I don't have $1,000. So what do? I take some castor oil. That's all. I don't know if you can see all the way up to today. One eye is always darker than the other, but it's very good for cataracts, any eye problem, for cysts, fibroid, anything. So you take a little bit, a spoon, and you rub whatever area of the body needs to be rubbed. Not rub, massage, sorry. Yeah, I think you will say rub too in English, right? Sorry for that. Yeah, you will say that in English. Now, you guys know my story about coffee, or it yellowed my teeth. You can put it in the mouth, but I will not suggest you to drink it, although it is good for stomach. A lot of things we have talked about: the liver, gallbladder, stomach, large intestine. So you would think that you would have to drink it. You can drink it if you want, but I strongly not suggest you to drink it. Why? Because of its texture. Your stomach will react, and it will cause you every period of diarrhea. But when it comes to your teeth, I suggest you can use it for the gum, because they told me, you don't have $1,000 for tooth whitening? No problem, use baking soda. And I listened to the people. I didn't check properly. That's one mistake I did. I listened to the people and used baking soda to whiten my teeth. And at the end, what happened? I could no longer eat or drink anything hot or anything cold. The pain was unbearable until I started to use this castor oil. This is good for almost everything. Now, we said for internal organs, don't drink it, because it will give you diarrhea, unless it's UFP. I was going to say UPS. Sorry for, unless it's UFP. And even UFP, I wouldn't drink it. I wouldn't drink it. So, what do you do? This is where we're going to use the castor oil in a different manner. We're going to use it as a castor oil pack. The right side, just under the bones there. You see the bones? Like the rib there, just under, you're going to put a flannel sheet. You're going to rub the castor oil in the flannel sheet and put it there. So I've made mine as an example to show you because we need to be practical. Well, that's not, I'm using a pellicle, that's not exactly how it is. It's just to show you because I don't have a flannel pack. Some people use, you see, this is a saran wrap that we wrap food. But basically, this is like that. Under there, you put it, you can sleep with it. Your sleep will never be better. You can start by 1 hour and then extend for 2-3 hours. And then you can alternate 1 hour on, 1 hour off, and spend the whole night. It's going to penetrate. It's going to cleanse all the inside organs. You don't need much. And it is less than, mine is 16 something dollar plus tax. $20 roughly. It's a small bottle. But you go to big pharma. How much will you spend in 1 year? Think it through, beloved. So this, we have seen, all right, we have seen castor oil, the usage of castor oil. There are many usages, but today I just showed you the internal organs. But, sorry, there is also the lymphatic system. I got some videos made about the lymphatic system, some written publication on the lymphatic system on M3A Medical Missionary page on Facebook. You are free to go and check them, retrieve them and check them. But there is another thing we need to consider when it comes to the lymphatic system, and it is the drainage of the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system, the lymphatic drainage. So we will check it out in the context of exercises. Because this year we are going to be practical from beginning to end. Now I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. If the information given in this presentation was any useful for you, please go and on our page, on our YouTube channel, share the information with each and every one of your contact and subscribe. We're not asking for any money. We have received freely and we will return freely. Just share that the information may go out there. That was your humble servant, Brother JL for M3A Medical Missionary.